Well, this is a Satsu 5 in Arkansas, Lake Catherine, and last night I got my first speeding ticket on my way uphill. So, milestone. As you can see behind me, we got a waterfall. Just checking it out, and I'll keep you posted. Hello YouTube, this is a Satsu 5 and I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I don't know if you can see that, but that is some hot water. There's steam coming out of it. I think they said it was like 145 Fahrenheit. And it's coming straight from the mountains. And they have this water fountain over here. And it is hot to the touch. I can barely get my lips on the water to drink out of it. This is actually a drinking fountain, but it's hot water. And I find the best way is to cup your hands and drink it that way, because in that time frame that it takes to get in your hands to your mouth, it actually cools off. But I thought I'd share that with you. This is Hot Springs, Arkansas, and they call it Hot Springs for a reason, because there was hot water coming out of the ground everywhere you walk. And there was my Native American tracker guide from the tribe of Mexico. Yeah, drinking some hot water. And
impurities.
yeah. And hey, take this. EDC time. What am I carrying? I got an opener, carbon steel, number 8. I put a patina on it. And let's see, a bandana, and it actually has daggles on it right there. So that's why I have that bandana. I have my car keys, multi-tool, and Bastinelli Urban Raptor. And that's what I'm carrying with me in Arkansas as of right now. End. Hello, this is all rigged up dive flag. We went to a dive store and it cost around $25 for one of their dive floats or dive buoys. So we bought a $12 dive flag and some PVC pipe, a noodle, and a boat cleat, a little bit of paracord, and a multi-tool, and we have a dive buoy for less than $19. So we saved about $4 or $5, but it's the principle.
It's better. It's better.
Yeah.
It's better and probably would perform better than the one at the store that was about a foot tall with a smaller flag.
There we go.
This one's intention is raised up a little bit more off of the water, and that's what I designed it on. Make it visible.
We went to a magic theater. They won't performing at the moment, but they had this blind, deaf, white dachshund. And I don't know if you know this, but I love dachshunds. And they had it on a raised, I don't know how to describe it, kind of like I guess you could say a desk. It was raised off the ground, and it was just chewing on its little bone, and I decided I wanted to pet it. So I walked over, touched the dog, and it kind of jolted at first. Then it just started going crazy. It started jumping up and down, trying to climb up my arm and lick me. And apparently, even though this dog is deaf and blind, it can tell the difference between people it knows and people it doesn't know. And when it finds someone that it does not know, that's a new sensation for them, and the dog really cherishes that experience. So I was very, I was happy to make the dog happy, and I just thought it was a cool thing, and I had to take a picture of it. first off, you don't see too many white dachshunds, and in it, and the dog. I just, what can I say? I like dachshunds, so I took a picture of it. Thought I'd share that with you, and I was kind of afraid at first it was going to fall off its little desk, but luckily I was there to catch it. Here are some shots of my backpack. It's a Maxpedition Falcon 2, and I have my sleeping bag, my hammock, my a towel to dry off with, and a fishing short which has SPF ratings on it. I also have my water purification bottle and my bob bottle, along with knives, fire starting material, matches, light oil, compass, and basic stuff. And right here you can see that I'm still using my hammock along with my Native American guide, and we've really been enjoying the hammock setup. It's very easy to set up even at night, and it's very comfortable, but they do sleep a little bit cold. We spent a lot of time in the water, whether it was free diving, scuba diving, sightseeing. We even did a little bit of spearfishing, which the spearfishing proved to be a little bit less than productive. We were unable to track down the elusive gull. We knew they were in there, we just couldn't track them down underwater. There was a lot of beautiful scenery out there, a lot of waterfalls, crystal clear rivers, streams, and lakes, great visibility for free diving or scuba diving. I did get a little case of the trench foot, which wasn't too bad. I just had to dry them off. Basically, my feet just stayed wet too long in my shoes, and that's the result. So I just had to dry them off, and I was ready to go. We did a lot of stuff. We managed to stay busy when we weren't diving. Off-roading, sometimes not intentional off-roading, but we did a lot of off-roading, and we pushed my Jeep to its limits. Thank goodness I had four-wheel drive. But back to my dives. I had to perform 2 dives on this trip, a deep dive and a boat dive. And at the deep dive, the things that you had to do was you had to open up a combination dial lock on the surface, and then write your name on a board at the surface, and then you had to go down to depth and do those tasks again. And you have to be at least 60 feet underwater to do this certification. We ended up going to 75 feet underwater. And there's something called nitrogen narcosis. It's you're basically under the influence of nitrogen, I guess. I can't remember the exact process that happens, because it's been a while since I took the class. But you basically get high. You don't feel good or anything, but you can't think straight. And that's why you have to open up a combination lock and write your name at depth. Now, when I first jumped into the water, it took my breath away. It was so cold. I hyperventilated a little bit, and a few minutes later, I got acclimated to the water. I was actually pretty comfortable, and then I started going down the guideline to where the stations were at 75 feet underwater. And there's something called a thermocline, where it's basically an invisible line where if you're above it, it's bearable. It's kind of comfortable. But then when you get under that line, it's freezing cold. It's a wet, freezing cold sensation. It's painful. And if you're not wearing the right gear, even if you're wearing the right gear, it's still pretty cold. And so the first time I tried to go down, I hit that thermocline, and I signaled to my dive buddy, this ain't going to happen. And I said I was going up, and he misunderstood me, and we were signaling to each other for a while using sign language, and I finally just went up, and one of the instructors at top said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, that's cold." And she was like, "Just go down there. You'll be there for 5 minutes. Then you can come back up." So I had to psych myself up, and I went back down, and I went to the station with the combination lock, and for the life of me, I could not get it open. It took me so long that the other guy at the other station was getting cold, so he signaled for me to go over there and write my name. So I wrote my name in real big letters. I was so cold I didn't care about what it looked like or anything. And then we had to take a compass heading to shore and swim to shore at depth, and then uh, come back to the boat with the opposite compass heading. The reciprocal is what it's called. And so I tried to get my compass heading, and I could not read my compass. I don't know what happened. I'm usually pretty good with my compass. I guess it was the nitrogen narcosis, and I could not get my bearings. So my dive partner hooked my arms, and we swam, and we ended up being way off of our target. We surfaced, and I took my bearing to the boat, and we dived back down underwater, and I was able to hit the boat exactly on my way back. So I'm pretty happy about that. But we had a good time. I'll have some more videos of, gear testing and, just camping stuff. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm a Satsi 5, and I'm out.